Get off my head with your dirty feet. Come on. Yuck. Sorry. Rooster immediately jumped on my head. So today is Thursday, 2 days past the big rain, and I was hoping today to get the fence here repaired. My post came in yesterday late afternoon, but we still had standing water. And as you can tell, this is quite muddy and it's still kind of spongy under the feet. So what I noticed with this pole is that it bent. So as of now, it's still attached to chicken wire, which is coming off of T-posts. So they can't get out, nothing can get in. It's just gonna lean like that. It's just still too muddy out here. Surfacely it looks not so bad, but it's like standing here in my boots, I can feel it's still spongy and squishy. So okay. All right. You gotta stand on me. Makes me feel superior to all the other birds, I guess. I don't know. Anyhow, so tomorrow we're supposed to get some more rain. I guess a 75% chance of it. And then we're supposed to stay dry up until like Tuesday or Wednesday. So it looks like I'm going to move this to a weekend project. I will come out and check each day and make sure there's no way that they can get tangled in it or out of it or anybody in it. But okay, you have to get down, Laddie. I got my one finger under one of his claws, which wants to poke into my neck. All right, I'm going to bounce you off here. You can see my shadow that I put. Look at that funky hat she's got on. It's like a rooster dunce cap. Come on. Get down. Stay out of my hair. Ow. God knows where your feet have been. So anyhow, sorry about the interruptions. He's my pet, and you know how he is. But anyway, so yeah, I came out and did an inspection a little earlier when I brought him a fresh cabbage. And yeah. Brilliant, Cosmo. He said, Cosmo, just like, I'm gonna ram you at the fence, and he just runs into the chicken wire. So these are pretty sturdy. They've been sturdy here now for a couple years. That one's just leaning, that one's not bent. But I put those more like a garden stakes in between the T-posts, because the time of doing the fence, I probably could have used a couple more T-posts through this area, but it's so rocky and I couldn't get them in by myself. So I'm going to get Paul's big drill out and get all the shadow and start, drill holes that I can get the T-post down in. And I'll put one there to brace those two and probably try to get one over there. But that old driveway came this way and it was just, wide enough for a car when I moved here 12 years ago. But it doesn't mean that it didn't extend probably a foot further or more further on each side, because I've noticed that over here that halfway through the chicken run it's nothing but there's old gravel and concrete under there. So and anywho, so that old driveway has been here for decades, probably at least 50 years. So who knows, maybe 60 or more, how wide it originally was, because there is the edge of the driveways where that slope is starting to go down here just on the other side of the chicken pavilion. It goes down to a slope. So I know that was like the upper edge of the driveway. So we'll see, but everything else is secure. I'm just disappointed that I couldn't work on it today. We're still not quite, we just now I think went over 40 degrees, and I don't think we're going to get much warmer, but there was no sun yesterday, maybe about 15 minutes. So tomorrow we'll probably get some more rain. I'll just keep an eye on it. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are supposed to be sunny. It's not going to be much warmer, but it's going to be sunnier. So that should lend to drying things up a bit, depending on how much rain we get tomorrow. And then tomorrow we might not get as much as they're predicting, which would be fine. That'll make, I can probably get out here, and I have a feeling yeah, I have a feeling you're going to help. Thank you for saying you'll help. I'm probably going to have to cut some of this hawk net that's gotten bundled here. It was affixed to the top and now it's kind of slid down. Take out any excess hawk net and then tie back together what I need to tie back together. So there's chicken wire, plus then there's this heavy PVC nylon-like mesh. And I used that because it was taller. And it was taller than the chicken wire. So I could, have the bottom secure and have it tall enough that the chickens couldn't fly out. They, of course, ended up getting some clipped wings, but you can see how this is just really kind of drooping here. Those winds were just incredible. So I'm going to trim off excess, trim what I have to here, tie back together a seam, and get this worked on this weekend. But yeah, as of now, I'm just walking through squishy, muddy yard, and that's wet in there, guys. What are y'all doing? You're still digging? They're like, yeah, we'll dig anywhere. So there's the older girls, the Wyandotte and the two Brahmas, Luna, Keeve, and Neve. They stayed in their own little group, and if they weren't still in their prime laying, I might eventually move the Brahmas out here with Laddie, but I just want them to have the most room and space, and I think I'm going to save his little yard for some Polish. But here's the other younger girls. They're all over here. So that pole is leaning now, and I think that had to do with this pushing in. And the hawk net's great for keeping the hawks out, but it really, really stretches. I mean, which is probably a good thing, but it's not a good thing in storms or when sticks land upon it. See if I can get this one out with a little less stress than the last one. Probably not. At least it's a little stick. But like I mentioned in my last video, I got a little OCD, so if I start it, I get like hyper focused and I have to finish it or it'll just drive me nuts. But yeah, so definitely this spring we're going to do a lot of hawk net maintenance. And I still have that shorter post that's just kind of leaning there to give a little height to the hawk net. And then I still have a long 8-9 foot one that's laid down outside. So I may end up bringing it to this side, but I do not think I'm going to put hawk net on the end. I'm going to leave that open air area, and just, I think the larger you have that hawk net spread out, the more of a pain in the butt it's going to be. So, look, a little ladybug light thing, which doesn't light up, but it's so cute. She'd lay down on the ground. But yeah, they're just digging, and they're probably finding something. Sweetheart, don't try to lay down and dust bathe in that. I mean, it's probably not as wet as coming out here, but it's still kind of muddy. When they have a clean, dry dust bath, oh yeah, look like she was shaking her butt, kicking her back feet inside. Underneath their coop floor, in that space area, they have a 3 foot by 4 foot dust bath area with dry dirt and ash and lime and diatomaceous earth and the whole kind of dust bathing mix. And not kind of hard to kick a little mud up on yourself, huh? She's like, watch me, I'll do it. This makes her happy. So Kaos is sitting out here in the sun with his buddy Laddie, the big mouth. I want to grow up and be a parrot or a puppy. And I'm going to go back in, but that's kind of the update. Still quite a bit of green. There's little feral kitties sitting over there. I gave them some dry this morning. I won't give them any soft till tonight. We were supposed to be down in the 20s the next few nights, but they've changed that. It's going to be a little bit warmer, so we'll see. But there's two there hanging out in the where the garden is. I checked the onions, which are in those big black bags, and they're still fine. They're wintering well. I haven't tore out all the old dead stuff over there because bees, a lot of times your queen bee and other good insects will winter in that all dry stuff and up underneath there. So right before spring, right before I need to really get to work on the garden, I will pull that out. But I'm going to have to change the landscape of the garden a bit. So come on, Laddie, let's go look at the gardens. Scare off. Yeah, this is still quite muddy. And out here where it's mainly all grass, it's very spongy still. So there's one of those little kitties, and here's the others. But as you can tell, when they came and did the sewer, look how fluffy this grass is. Hey, pretty kitties. They're getting quite used to me. They're making sure I don't see if I have food. So there was the septic. I think these are just the lids they pulled off, but it is running for sure probably this way now. So that kind of wipes out this part of the garden for anything being really planted. I'll still use probably anything I put in the bags I can put on this side here. That's those two areas, and I think I'm going to extend another row that direction. I've got plenty of room. I've probably got 12 feet here, or yeah, about 12 feet, so I can, come over some more. And then from here, there's probably 35 feet to that fence. But that's a bunch of old wood, and I kind of leave that wild. And I think there's a drain field through here somewhere, or an old drain field, so I don't want to plant there. So the sun will be different. That would be great garden place, except for that there used to be an old garage there, so that's all gravelly deep under there. So I will probably extend the garden out from these two rows here this direction, and of course I'll probably continue to garden through here, but just leave this big blank space right here, which is fine because this side tends to get shaded with the trees by about 1 o'clock. It's almost noon now, and you can see how much the shade is already coming over, and that's the winter shade. So anyhow, that's what the garden looks like right now. And the stuff I'm talking about leaving is where the old watermelon vines were, all those old grasses and stuff along that fence line. I'll pull them out closer to spring as it starts to warm up a little bit, probably after some spring rains, because it's always really easy to pull that stuff out during the rains or while the ground is wet. Right now it's squishy and semi-frozen, squishy. Could use a mowing, but I'm not going to mow this stuff this time of year. It's all kind of soft. I don't know what it is. Probably take a picture of it, but it's just different. I know the name of this. I just can't think of it right now. But it's nice soft grass. That's one thing about Delaware. You don't have that sticker grass where you get those little goat head stickers that stick in your socks and your feet and make you bleed. So hey. So yeah, this yard would be fine for half dozen Polish or even some silkies, and put them a little coop there in the shade. Well, in the evening it would be in the sun, but I think it'd be shaded enough. If I needed to, I could try to would love to get a little small omelet that would fit nicely in that corner, and then they can have this whole yard, and I can just gate it here, put a fence so that Laddie's little and the quarantine area, coop area here, I can get in, and then I can get into this yard over here through a gate. But Laddie can have his bachelor pad and whatever. If I get Polish, once they're full size, I don't really have a problem with Laddie being with them. But any smaller chickens, if he even tried to be frisky, he could hurt them. But we'll see. I don't know how. Come on, jump up here. I saw you coming. I saw you coming. All right, so I'm gonna go in before I'm covered in poo and mud. And that was just been a little 2 days after the storm update. All right, mister, come on, let's hop off. All righty. Bye for now. Yes, I took that little thing that got soaked in the rain that had some cracked corn in it. It's been dumped out. It's dried out. I don't know why they're pecking. Come on, Laddie, get off. Sorry, he just keeps wanting to stand on me. You guys have a great afternoon, and we'll see what comes about weekend fence work.